Hi, this is Dave Klein for RAPTR Adventure, and in this episode, we are taking a trip up the beautiful Columbia River in Oregon. We're not that far from Portland, Oregon, but we went downriver on the Columbia River on a very cold October morning. It was close to freezing temperatures, as you could see from my headgear and such, but beautiful sights. I just happened to be out in the Pacific Northwest, and so I found a guide and said, hey, if you have any boats that are going out and you need to have a fill-in person, I'm happy to go ahead and pay and jump in. And fortunately for me, I was able to jump into another party that was going out for White Sturgeon that morning. So up the Columbia we went. As you can see, it's a huge waterway that's used for all kinds of manufacturing and moving of cargo here and there. See that little bit of fog starting to form over some of the giant ships? Well, this is as we are approaching the confluence of the Columbia River and the Willamette River. The Willamette River goes right past Portland, Oregon, and it's another wonderful river. And let me tell you, the fishery in both these places is fantastic. But here you go, we rounded the bend and we are now in the Willamette River. And we basically drove right into a fog bank, which made it all the more kind of spectacular. And by the way, also made it very, very cold. Fortunately, when that fog lifted and the sun was up higher in the sky, it became much, much nicer and we had a wonderful day of fishing. So let's check it out.
Just wait on a slider here, so when they're biting it, they're not going to feel that tension there. Oh, wait.
Okay, so barbless hooks, 65-pound test line, throwing out herring and stuff like that.
Rod holders are a little different than you've probably ever seen before. They're the new state-of-the-art rod holders. So what it is they flip open like that instead of you sliding it in like a normal rod holder. This little tab is what flips it open. If you ever can't get it open, there is that lock button on the side there. You want to make, sometimes that'll get bumped shut, but let's just leave them open so we can get the rods in and out all the time. There's a little trigger on the back of your rod right here. There's a little slot for it on that part that you opened up, and you just flop it shut like that. Now it's good. As long as these are together, you're good. It's not going to go anywhere. To get it out of there, you lift on the front right here. Comes out just like that. So what we're watching for is that light tug. So now that the line's gone out like this, I'm probably going to cast yours out and then walk away and do something. The line's going to be running off the reel. Let it run all the way out. When it stops like that, hit your lever up and lock it in. Maybe take a couple cranks on it to straighten it out there. We're just looking for this right here. Little tugs like that. And let them take it good. Come on over, pick it up like this. Maybe take a crank down on it. Let them tug, let them tug, let them tug. Hit them hard with a hook set and start reeling. You'll miss them from time to time. If you set the hook and you completely miss them, you crank it like 7-8 times, you don't feel nothing. Flip your lever, drop her back to the bottom, set her back down. He'll probably come back to it in the next 5 minutes or so. Here. The reason herring and anchovy, they both work well. What I've done is I've brined these overnight. Oh, there's a fish right there. Or is that you reeling it? Okay. I've brined these overnight with a little salt in there and a couple of seasonings that you like.
A couple of seasonings.
Yeah. One of them is called clam juice or ultra clam, and the other is anise, which is people use it for cooking. It smells like licorice, but you put that first hook down through the skull of the fish, like so. You want to make sure your hook point's sticking out good like that. Then you're going to do half hitches. First one, put it on the shank of the hook, so keep that tight up against the body. And then you're just doing these about every 1/4 to a 1/2 inch up the bait. Now these will come out as you're fighting the fish. They just pull free like this.
All right.
So it's not going to create a knot in your line. But what it does is it holds that fish on really well as it's sinking and in the current. You go all the way to the tail. What that's going to do when you cast that out is put that This is going to be going up to the boat, and it puts that fish just like that on the bottom. Then as that sturgeon comes up from behind, the first thing he's going to bite on is that hook.
Okay. Wow, that's ingenious.
Yep.
And then you finish it off with the Larry stomp, or what is
Sturgeon stomp.
it? The sturgeon stomp.
Yeah, you drop it down here and you get it just the right foot pressure to get the guts to stick out there. You want the gut to stick out a little bit. Not just, you know, sturgeon are a high scent fish, so.
Nice and tasty.
There we go.
Great.
That looks like a nice one too, Jake. Keep that rod low for me. What you want to do?
What's your line counter at?
Move that other rod, pick your rod up. And
Oh,
bring
you got
it
a big
back
one.
here.
Looks
Want me
like.
to come over here?
No, come back here. Come over the top of him. Put it in that rod. Fun. You are not a sturgeon virgin anymore. So the whole thing, make sure you got gloves on. You do have gloves, but I do have pairs of gloves over me. See, the mouth comes out. Wow, they're like a vacuum.
Seeing them?
Kind of how we throw the water. Definitely the whole thing down. Getting back here at the end of the tail, there's a bucket behind it.
Oh yeah, nice one.
Give me 6 feet.
Yep. What a beautiful fish.
Gonna walk back. There's gloves right here if you want to hold them.
Sure. Absolutely. First sturgeon won the Willamette with Captain Larry here and the Hook 'em Up Guide Service.
Re-advertising.
What?
Grab him by the tail and then cuff it.
Okay. Now this fish isn't even that big, really. It's a nice fish, but I mean, it felt like it was a truck on the end of it. Down about 60 feet. It stopped fighting as much when we got to about 20 feet. But just what a gorgeous, gorgeous animal. Isn't that great? Did the other one come up? The other fish? How big was it?
He was roughly the same
About the same size. So as I was filming our other colleague here on the boat, he just landed one and I saw my rod tip bend down. Oh, it's great. Here we go. Let him go. Hold on. Got a lady on board. The lady has a fish.
He's on it. There's a bite on that one.
And now there's a bite on. There might be 3 fish on at one time here right now. Okay, there's definitely 2 fish on at one time.
This one's ripping line.
How's it feeling?
Hard.
Hard.
Zana's got a monster
hang on to
on
it.
here. She's gonna have the new.
Try and pull it up a little bit and then hang on. wait a minute. He's actually having a hard time holding the rod up. Don't let go of the rod. Wow. What's that feel like?
Really tough and cold.
Pull it up a little bit and then reel. Yep, pull it up a little bit and then reel if you can. Wow, I mean, this fish is pulling the rod, bending the rod down under the boat. Let's see how many feet of line she has out here. Yeah, only about 8 feet. cliff. You should be able to see him soon. Getting tired?
Yes.
He's getting tired, yeah. Well, you got a fish on there, lady. I'm telling you. Here, it should be coming up to. Oh, look at that! Wow, that's a beauty. Biggest one of the day so far, that's for sure. Wow, that's gorgeous. He's ready for Captain Larry.
Let's let out a little line here. Just walk backwards for me. Hey, what do we got here?
It's Leroy. He knows them by name, you know. Ah, beautiful. That's beautiful.
What a good fighter first sight. I thought he was going to be bigger.
You gonna pick him up? Let me take a picture of you with him. Oh man, look at that. Here, turn this way. Oh gosh, that is gorgeous. Congratulations. Yeah, oh, that's great. That's so great. Oh man. Okay, now back to my ride. Come on, let's go fish.
Old Davy boy's hooked up again. Oh man. Bringing him up.
There we go.
Careful, he'll cut you with his spines. If you grab him like that. Grab him way back by the tail there.
There he is.
There he is.
Yes, that's the little brother.
Let me see you take the hook out of him.
That's Shem. I don't know, man.
Looks like you're gonna need a sturgeon surgeon for
Yeah,
that
I need
one.
a sturgeon surgeon.
Good thing
All right?
there's one on board.
Okay.
Feel like the big one?
But it's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. So they don't have any teeth, but they do have spines along the side.
They got sharp barbs, they're called scoots.
That's what the barbs are called?
Yeah, there's a fish right there. Get that out of there, Everett, real quick. Step the hook, you got him. He's there.
Ah, I'm gonna let you do it. I can't even figure out where it is.
All right. What you want to do is be able to hold the patient down.
Uh-huh. Hold the patient down.
Pull on that leader for me.
Okay, you got it.
Pull harder.
Should be a big one. Their eyes are glowing.
Go ahead and let go.
Okay. There you go. He's out. We're gonna release him. Look how it's got this beautiful like things and structure, and there he goes and off. On the same reel of film here, we got another fish on. How's it feel? Coming up?
That's a nice one.
Oh, that's a nice one. Wow. Look at the size of that fish.
There you go. Swing him on over here.
Wow.
In the right direction.
Swam right toward us. Didn't put up much of a fight.
Yeah, everyone's kind of different.
Yeah, it helps when they cooperate like that, right?
He's fighting in the boat more than anything.
I know.
You gonna release him? Get him underneath that tail. Show it to us before you get him overboard. Oh yeah, look at that. That's great. Okay. What'd you name him? Look at that. Look at the interesting pattern on his head, though.
Yeah,
Just
that
that-
is cool.
Where you see it on the sun, it's amazing, really. The
See how
coloration
short
there.
these things are,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They are prehistoric. They're like a dinosaur.
Yeah, look, you get a real good idea how sharp
about
those are
that.
from that view. Wow.
Want to get a picture of its head? Shiz? Oh, okay.
And off he goes.
I got a question for you guys here.
What's the question?
All right, the question is, there's 30 sturgeon in the water and 28 herring. How many didn't? How many didn't? There's 30 sturgeon in the water.
30 sturgeon in the water. We got
28
that.
herring.
28 herring.
How many didn't?
How many didn't?
Did not.
Didn't.
How many did not?
How many did not? Like in that knots there?
28.
Nope.
No.
How many didn't? Nope.
I said 2. Somebody said 28.
Anybody?
No.
The answer is 10.
10.
10 didn't eat herring because 28 herring.
Oh, 28 herring. Ah! Yes, sir. Don't forget to tip your waitress on the way out. Bada boom. Fish on. Fish on. To the lady from Texas. It looks like it's pulling you toward the side of the boat there. You're using both hands. Oh yeah. Taking some drag out. She's actually having to brace herself against the boat. I don't see him yet.
Keep that rod lower than your eyes. Hook him up! Hook him up!
Hook him up. Wait, hey, that's the name of this boat.
You'll see some air bubbles start coming up. What they do is they release their air bladder as they come up.
Oh, that fish just ran nicely there. That looked like a pretty big fish. Sweet.
Oh, nice. That's the new leader, I think. Take that rod low for me.
My imagination, they're getting more active here as the morning goes on. They really,
It's a scent.
yeah, really. But I mean, like as far as being aggressive and pulling. Nice, good job, congratulations.
Every fish is kind of different. I think
Yeah,
it kinda
yeah.
depends on their energy level.
Well, that one's 36 inches long at least, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh yeah, come on, show us that fish. Oh, beautiful, that's sturgeon.
Beauty. Awesome. I get one more. I keep my eye on my rod.
I like to.
Big one.
What'd you name it?
I like to start out.
Lily.
Lily. There you go. Lily.
I'll do a girl name this time.
Good. Why not? Look at the mouth structure on this thing.
Switch up and do this.
Okay, time to get Lily back overboard when you're ready.
Okay. Bye.
This fish has fought really hard and then nothing, and sometimes then it's all of a sudden takes off and pull the line down. So I'm here. I'm looking.
What are you really saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit.
Is it big or little?
I hate when I say, oh, that feels like a big fish, and then it's like a foot long. I'm going to say it was a good fight.
He wants to get in the motor, man. Oh, he's huge. He's huge.
Oh.
Buddy, watch out. 5-footer coming up. Oh.
Yeah.
Man, oh man alive.
Takes another fish on. Look at that. I'll let you have that. I'll get this guy. Okay, we're gonna name this one Bob. All right, this one's Bob.
What about Bob?
Yeah, Bob the Builder. Gone.
Look at the mouth on that.
Yeah, man. Hold him up. He's got really distinct, beautiful markings there.
Where do you grab it at the bottom, tail?
Yeah, at the tail. Real nice and tight. Nice and tight. And then under the, grab that tail real tight, and then under the head there in the front. Don't grab the sides.
Eh? It's all right. All right, one more.
Good catch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Let him go. Off he went. So for people at home that are interested in asking, this is Captain Larry. He's the owner of the boat. He's the guide. He's the guy that took us from the Columbia River down around the bend into the Willamette River. Now we're in the Willamette River, looking at that bridge there. That bridge was also designed by the guy that eventually built the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And just beyond that, a couple miles, is the skyline of downtown Portland. So this is where we're fishing. This is the boat. Lines are out, the sturgeon fishermen. Here's my fellow fishermen out here. There's 5 of us on board today. And it's just peaceful and beautiful and calm. We've seen bald eagles and quite a few fish. Can't ask for more than that. The lady from Texas is doing good. She's caught the 2 biggest fishes of the day, I think, right? And looked like she might have another one on here as a tugboat goes by. Unless she's hooked into the tugboat there.
She might have.
She might be hooked into the tugboat. Okay.
Start spinning the boat around.
I want to see the reeling technique. Is it is it hard to reel?
Yes.
Yes. Telling you, you're working it. You're working it.
Now it's easy. No, it's not.
He's taking line, taking line, taking line. And that thing hit too. I mean, there was no question about that. You're grunting. You know that. Got the rod tip in the water. Okay. All right, here, somebody else did hang on to this. Then we got 2 fish on. I got one on my rod. She's got one on her rod.
Oh, do I have something? See everybody getting hooked up? I might need to give it to you, Jason. Here. I learned that. You got a couple fingers in the field of video.
Uh-huh.
I think it's just the waves. All right, which one? I think she's gonna. Yours is bigger. Wow. You pulling mine out?
Not mine. Hers was.
Here, let me.
Definitely. Okay, I got one. Here comes one. There you go. There's one.
There you go. Oh, yeah. A little bigger. You got a nice little chunk.
Coming up. There we go.
Nice.
Sweet sturgeon, 2 at a time. Gosh darn it, I think hers is still bigger though.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the biggest one yet. Here you go. Captain Larry's going to tell us all about this species. And
Yep. These are very abundant here in the Pacific Northwest. We got a lot of them around. It's probably one of the best places in the world to catch these fish. They're a bottom feeder, they're a scavenger, and they're a prehistoric fish that lived with the dinosaurs. They don't have any scales on them at all. They're just kind of a sandpaper.
yeah, look at
But
that.
for protection, they have these barbs on here that'll protect them. And then, as well, they'll when they get stressed, they'll get some slime that they'll release out of their skin, so they can escape from sea lions, seals, things that might want to try to eat them. On the underside here, they got a real nice white belly. And then right in here, you're going to notice all these little indentations. Those are their scent glands. That's what they're smelling with. And then each one of them has a set of these 4 whisker barbells, and that's what they'll go up and they'll actually feel the fish, sense if it's alive, if it's dead, and whatnot. Now their mouth will come out down there and they can suck up clams out of the sand or anything that's dead floating down the river.
They prefer dead though. They don't like live.
They don't
action,
they
right?
won't chase stuff down and
Okay.
hunt it and kill it, so to speak.
So is there a season on these that you can keep?
Yeah,
and eat?
every once in a while they'll give us a season with the slot limit. This year we had to catch them between 44 and 50 inches. That
Okay.
little 6-inch slot there. And when you measure them to the fork in the tail right here.
Okay. It looks like a shark tail, you know. The skin looks like a shark skin in a way.
Yep. You'd lay them on their side like that and measure them from the tip of his nose to that fork in the tail.
Mm-hmm.
If he fell in that slot, you could keep them. They're a really chunky white, pretty good fish for tacos and whatnot. They're also really hardy. I mean, this fish, we could play around with this fish for probably a half an hour and he'd just swim right off.
Well, let's let him go. And off he goes. Look at that. Wow. Thank you, Captain Larry.
Oh yeah. You can check us out, portlandfishingtrips.com.
And that's it for this episode of Raptor Adventures. Thanks to Captain Larry for taking us out and showing us a great fishery in the Willamette River. It's one of the rivers fed by the glaciers up on fabulous and scenic Mount Hood that you see off there in the distance. I've skied on top of that mountain one time, and this entire area with its mountains and its rivers is one of the world's most beautiful and abundant ecosystems. Do yourself a favor sometime and visit Oregon or the Pacific Northwest and have your own fishing adventure. I'll see you next time.